This one is one of my old, very old actually, like almost 12 years old, maybe 13 years old project. Again, it's for this medical office. It's the waiting room area. And there is this wall, and we're going to be doing a Mediterranean arch in the background. It's a Mediterranean Sea, kind of resembles. Usually they are same looking. Uh, but that's what the project name is. Uh, there are some outlets that I need to kind of hide it in the mural. So this is the starting point. Let's just click instead of doing too much talk. I just wanna tell you the story behind it because there's already video for this if you wanna watch kind of the history of the, the progress of the video, which is actually these images again. But here is the masking tape. Before we start the faux paint around like the faux wall, uh, uh, we're taping it. It's pretty easy thing to do it. I mean, it makes it really easier. Um, Sometimes it's actually faster than drawing because tape is straight and you just mark it and tape it and done. And also it's less messy. So here is the outline for the arches. It's just a scissor and masking tape, cut and stick. That's it. And now you can see the additional masking tapes. These are where the columns are. Those are going to be columns. And this is on the other side. I'm going to ignore this part. Ignore, it's just, it doesn't have any importance. She just wanted me to get it done too. Let's come back to this wall. And this is, we are still on the masking tape. Okay, let's pass that. And that is actually a computer generated image I created for the presentation for the project. And so that's my example over there in the middle. And here it is. If you look at it, the surrounding area for painting, actually the faux is done to the whole room. If you look at here, the side walls also have the same faux. Like the right wall, you can see the same old world faux, and this background has the same old world faux. And uh, it is the first phase of this mural project for this wall. Complete the whole room. Let's click on next, and if you look at here, actually you can see that the columns has additional kind of gradient definitions. You can see this part is left white because I know that I have a plan for it. Here it is after the masking tapes are off. At this point I know that I'm not going to do anything with the faux painting in the background. And I can see that the columns have slightly different taupe colors. Again, that white area that I left, it was this. It was the continuation of the sky and sea. Oh, ignore this. And here it is, we're there, and there's a little bit area here, and yeah, there's not much change in this one. Uh, I am looking at it. If there's anything my eyes catch different, there's nothing too worth to mention. It's just the here it is. Now we have the ocean. Maybe it was the sky I was working on the previous ones. Yeah, it was the sky actually I was working on it. So here's we put the that is our horizon line. And when you make Trompe l'oeil murals, make sure that you have a vantage point. In this case, uh, the the camera that takes the pictures is my vantage point. And what I do is at that point I stand and I level my eyes, the eye uh, sight, the vantage point align with the horizon. So this is pretty much my eye falls on it. I am actually 171, but this is where my eye sight falls. Maybe I did average person, I'm not sure. Maybe mine is a little higher. But average person, usually ladies are a little smaller, so I had to, consider their look as well. Uh, yeah, that is where the horizon line is. But it doesn't need to be this way, but it makes more sense this way. It's actually more realistic this way. Yeah. Unless if you are looking at towards the earth instead of towards the horizon. So that is possible. You can literally go on a mountain, and on the top of the mountain you can actually look down the valley. So then your horizon is going to be way higher the if that's what you're capturing, or if you're going to paint. Or you can do the opposite. You are on a valley and you are looking slightly upwards and capture, and then your horizon is going to be definitely uh, way lower, and uh, most view is going to be covered with sky. Okay, let's pass. I can definitely see some waves over there. Here it is. Those are really easy. It's just you get like white color and dab dab and drag left and right. Yeah, I can see a little bit more detail on sea. Now it's the beach, kind of the first layer. Here is a little bit bushes, separates beach from this part. And you can see a little bit gray mountains in the background on both sides. And I put a masking tape here. That means I'm gonna start construction over there. Yep, look at those different color masking tapes. I am that is actually wrong. This is again 13 years ago I did this. Probably this is eye my eye falls on right here actually. The thing is, uh, this can be debatable, like, or the question is it possible this kind of perspective or not? Yeah, I'm just leaving you this. I'm leaving you this question so that you can answer. But so if you are, if this is my eye level, and yeah, definitely perspective is gonna be this way, but in this case, the horizon on the mural, it's this line. So logically, this should have been here. Now, 13 years later, I am now sharing with you that this wasn't a right decision. Uh, it wasn't a right perspective, taping, masking, whatever you call. So this should have been here. I'm just letting you know that don't do this. This is my mistake. And probably, um, the end of the final image, we're gonna see that it's gonna be tiles here. Tiles are not gonna be looking meaningful or realistic. That's what I'm assuming. I mean, it's been a long time. I'm just looking at it with you, just to present these old pictures with you. But yeah, this is a mistake. Don't do this. If you're gonna do this kind of taping to do the tiles, or if you might use strings or rope, whatever it is, or drawing, make sure put this point right in the middle of the horizon here somewhere. So it should be like that. Okay, let's see what happens. So this is my mistake. Okay, and I'm letting you know. I wouldn't do this mistake. Again, that's another one. Probably, yeah, I can see that the drawings are over there after the tape, like that. And it doesn't look bad, but it's not right either. Now, after that, I am making a random strokes, uh, vertical strokes, uh, kind of a texture for tiles, maybe wood tiles, or I don't know what kind of tiles are, but here is I have two pillars over there, two, yeah, like the gate pillars background. And yeah, it's kind of like rectangular square columns with urns on the top and the stairs, and there are another set in the background. We'll see more now. Here's a little bit more definition, so the light hits more at the edge of the stairs, and more definition where the banisters are, and more banisters towards this way and that way. More definition, highlights, shadows on the side. And here you go, this left column gets some darker tones. That means I'm actually like uh, completely separating columns material from the wall material. Yeah, it's completely covered in a different color, but still there's some things are still showing up from the previous color. There you go, that one is done. Now I can see that there is a square base and top for the column. Yep, and all three now. Yeah, that's actually a layout of the this Persian uh, style arch. Yeah, usually like Persian or kind of like Middle Eastern arches, not the Roman. Roman arches are just one arch. When you see like additional, this is more like a Middle Eastern style, Mediterranean look, I should say. Middle Eastern Mediterranean look, Morocco, something like that. Yeah, probably a Morocco Mediterranean. Well, it looks good. That's what my customer liked it. Okay, let's go next. Highlight and shadow on the lower part. Shadow like a shadow area and highlight on the arches. Shadows underneath the foundations. I didn't catch what I did on this one. Oh, these little shadows here. And more gradient. Yeah, more definition on the arches to make them pop out. Yeah, it looks pop out actually. Yeah, it's additional motif inside the stone supporter. Now this is yeah yeah it, it is more like a sporting stones for the wall with a yeah kind of grooves, highlights and shadows for the grooves, more detail. Now you can see more details in the stairs area, like urns getting uh, more 3D look, uh, and more grooves under the square columns. I don't know what I did in here. Oh, and I don't, it's probably another picture. I didn't catch anything here either. Yeah, in here I can see shadows are cast in from the stairs and banister area. I thought the shadows were too long and I changed my mind and I made them shorter. It's more like a noontime look. Do you see the progress? It's constantly changing, which is good. That's the way it's supposed to be. Like a, what was that artist? Like constantly painting over his ink paint. So was it a Van Gogh? Yeah, it was Van Gogh, I believe. Yeah, here's I'm playing more on the shadows. I don't know what I did on this, but the door definitely closed. Shadows on the middle foundation. I don't know what I did. Okay, now I can definitely see more 3D look on columns, highlights, shadows, and the thing that I'm gonna tell you here, it's really important. Uh, if the light source is on the other side, you cannot just make one side highlighted and the other side darker. So it should be uh, both sides having uh, highlights and the edge that facing to you should be darker if the light source is on the other side. So don't do this a gradient from darker to light. That's gonna look fake. So make sure you are giving an, not exactly the same. Uh, Make sure that one side is it's way darker than the other side. If you do it this way, you get more realistic look. Actually, it's like simply go and look at the column, any column outside, and you'll get the same effect. So this is actual observation. I didn't make it up. This one is done. It's more. So that means that light is just coming out from the right side, more like right side. As you see from the shadow, shadow is hidden that way, so it makes sense more. You cannot possibly get same amount of light on the columns, like this side cannot be equal to this side because sun is around here somewhere. Yep, there are these rings, definitely they are away from the surface, so it might get additional lights from the sun. But it looks like I did a little exaggeration here, but it's okay. It fools the eye. But especially this left side should definitely not get this much light if the sun is over there. That's a mistake over there. These light parts here, this one definitely mistake. Unless the sun hits over there to beach and then light reflects from the beach, it's pretty white. You know, the usually beach is a light color area and reflects the light. There's a possibility, but it should not be equal to this one. Impossible. So that's a mistake. Don't do that. Let's go next. I don't know what I did here. Additional highlights here. And also the veins. It's a marble column, so I did veins on the columns. Can you imagine that? Normally I do actually marbleize columns, real columns. When I say real columns, it's actually a, 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 a wall columns made out of wall, like a wood or whatever plastic material. I do marbleize those too, and it's pretty realistic marbleizing I do. This is interesting that it's a mural and I'm marbleizing the mural column. It's weird. Uh, let's go and keep going. I can see what is this here. There's something here. No, I think that's a door stopper. Yeah. I don't know what I did. I missed it. Oh, here I see cypress trees over there. On the other side, more bushes. Uh, repair in this section. Yeah, when you do things, don't worry about if you're gonna mess a little bit, because sometimes you have to, do the back, you have to do the background things uh, uh, meaningful and right with a one brush stroke, like something like that. And later you can always go over and fix the front objects or front things. Uh, yeah, more cypress trees on that side. Again, since you see the cypress trees a little smaller, they means beach is a little far away from us, so it's not really close. Another picture. Here is the urn has a plant in it, and the other urn has the plant now. Oh, and all four have the plants. And here is clay pots, more pots, urn, little pot, detail, highlight, shadow. Yeah, in this case, just make sure that don't use too much black for the uh, close objects, because if you use gray, you're gonna lose the realism. You have to use a darker tone of the color. But that doesn't mean you're not gonna use black at all. Definitely you'll use black, but make sure you start with the dark tone of the same color. Here you go. See, I use actually darker tones, the black in it. More details. Oh, there's plant inside. It's kind of a small. Yeah, I don't know what plant. Probably I just made it up. Yeah, definitely made up. And that's a yucca. That's some kind of house plant. Yeah, I'm just making these up. There's no reference. Probably you're not gonna be able to find this plant family. It's completely imagined plants. Yeah, more highlights. Here you go. The foundations getting uh, exaggerated old world look. And I think we're almost done. Yep, yeah, we're done. It's because I don't want to see that one. Uh, yep, that is the end point. Thanks for watching.